Hello, everyone. Welcome back to OpenLine. Glad you're with us. Megan Cooper, spokesperson for AAA, is here. We're talking about travel, all kinds of travel here. We're heading up to the holiday weekend, to Thanksgiving, and you've given us some great tips and that kind of thing. A lot of people are going to be driving. Some people will be flying. We're not quite at pre-pandemic levels, but people are eager to get out and about. So with Thanksgiving, when is the best time to leave? Would it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? You know, what day, if you're going to drive, is preferable in your opinion?
So it depends on your schedule, and I can tell you that the busiest day that we are expecting is Wednesday. That is when the majority of people head out of town and are leaving for Thanksgiving. So if you don't have to travel on Wednesday, don't travel on Wednesday. We're also expecting, even earlier in the week, Monday, Tuesday, heading into Wednesday, the afternoons to be very busy. That is the time of day where we see commuter traffic mixing with that traffic for people heading out of town. If you have a flexible schedule and you're driving, a lot of times it's easier and a little bit lighter traffic to travel on the day of the holiday itself, so traveling on Thanksgiving Day. But not everyone can do that. So if you are planning on leaving earlier than Thanksgiving Day, take a look at leaving early in the morning or maybe a little bit later at night to avoid some of that traffic. And if you're traveling a farther distance and you're driving through some major metro areas, plan around congestion and times of rush hour if you can. I know that's hard to do sometimes because it seems like in some areas rush hour is all hours of the day. But plan around as much as you can and really just plan ahead. If you know that you're driving through Atlanta or Chattanooga or some other large city, maybe have a backup plan, know how to get around those city centers so you don't have to sit in that traffic. You're sitting, idling, wasting time, wasting gas. So if you plan ahead, hopefully you can avoid some of that as well.
What about some of those apps, like Waze apps?
Waze, Google Maps, Apple Maps, they've all been updated in recent years. They will tell you if congestion is on the way. It'll even show you, how long of a slowdown, plus 5 minutes, plus 12 minutes, plus 15 minutes. There's a lot of different apps, but most likely whatever GPS you're using will give you a pretty good idea of where that congestion is and what you can expect. And a lot of them are really great about rerouting you to a different route to save some time.
They really work well. All right, so try not to leave on Wednesday. That makes sense. Sunday is another day that's just enormous. So even if you left on the Monday before, the Tuesday, a lot of people come back on that Sunday. So what can we expect on that Sunday?
So pretty much midday to afternoon, again, is going to be very busy. And a lot of people don't even think about coming back home. Most of the time they're thinking about when do I need to leave to get there. But also keep in mind that everybody comes back on the same day. So give yourself plenty of time to get back. Some people might have, that Monday off, but if you don't, give yourself plenty of time to get back home, because we all need that rest and relaxation after the holidays, to really get ready for the work day. Sunday
can be a big day. We've come back on some days when it's really busy, the end of a holiday, a spring break or a fall break. But that Sunday after Thanksgiving is, I think, the busiest travel day. Just everyone's coming back, and you really do need to plan ahead for that.
You do, and everybody's full. You've seen your family, you're tired, you're ready to get home, but just give yourself plenty of time to get home.
All right, so let's say you have some sort of car problem. Someone was saying, okay, you have a flat tire or low tire. Do you pull over immediately? Should you try and get to an exit or off the road? How soon should you pull over? Kind of go through some of that. What would be smart there? Right,
so that highly depends on where you are. Of course, if you're on the interstate, depending on where you're driving, there may not be a place that's safe to pull over. So in that instance, go to the next exit, find a safe place to pull over. If you're on a rural highway, depending on, if you've hit something, if you've hit a pothole, it might be a good idea to just pull over and check and see. A lot of vehicles have that indicator light that you do have a tire low. So a lot of times your car will be telling you before you even know that something has happened. Obviously, if you have a blowout or a flat tire, that's going to be pretty obvious as compared to maybe a slow leak. So if you have obvious signs of damage to your vehicle, just try to think through that situation and make sure that you're staying safe. If you need to pull over immediately, make sure that you're pulling over as far as you can, away from the roadside, away from that traffic. And again, go through your emergency kit. You want to make sure that you're visible. So put those caution lights on. Stay with your vehicle as long as it's safely possible to do so, especially if you are on a busy interstate and there's lots of traffic around you. And that's one good reminder as well when you're traveling, is that things do happen. People do get flat tires. Emergencies happen. So be mindful of that, and remember to slow down and move over when you see someone at the roadside. And AAA actually kicked off a Move Over For Me campaign in October, and this campaign is really just trying to humanize slowing down and moving over for anybody on the side of the road. We're very used to a lot of people, they know what to do when they see a tow truck or a police car or a fire truck. They're good about moving over for those vehicles. That's not always the case for regular passenger vehicles. So if you're out driving and you see someone at the roadside, slow down and move over.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Leslie, who is here calling in. Hello, Leslie.
Hi. So I have a question. Somehow I am a magnet for picking up nails on the road, and that's why I need AAA the most. And so is there a way that I can avoid doing that, or do you have advice concerning that?
My wife has this problem.
Does she?
Yes, she does.
And it's hard sometimes, especially around construction, road work. I wish I had a magic answer that would, prevent nails and tires. But really just be mindful of where you're driving. So if you are commuting to work every day, you drive through certain areas, maybe try to avoid that construction, avoid where road work could be happening. Those a lot of times are where you're going to pick up, maybe a worker dropped something or something fell off of a truck. Those are areas that are most likely for you to run over a nail or a screw or something that could puncture your tire. And really outside of that, just be vigilant about looking at the road. So make sure that you're scanning the road and making sure that you're not running over something.
Right.
It's hard to do in some instances. It's hard to always miss things, but just be a little bit more vigilant about looking at the roadway. And then, we can't always prevent things from happening. Things are going to happen. We're going to get nails in our tire. We're going to get flat tires. But again, planning ahead, having a AAA membership, knowing what to do when you have an emergency on the side of the road, those are the most helpful things for drivers.
Leslie, thank you for that call. Very good question. I appreciate that call. And so on that note, let's talk about getting a AAA membership. How do you go about doing that? How long is a membership? We have about a minute here, so go ahead and tell us about getting a membership and all that.
So with AAA membership, the great thing about our memberships is it follows the person and not the vehicle. So regardless of what vehicle you're driving in, you're covered. Whether you're driving or a friend is driving, AAA memberships last for a year. They start around the $60 mark, and that's an annual membership. So you get the roadside assistance, you get travel discounts, you get a lot of other discounts as well, shopping, rewards, things like that. AAA members can also get fuel rewards discounts through Shell. So it's really a great value, and you can go online, AAA.com, call one of our branches, or visit one of our branches, and they can definitely help you out.
Well, very good. All right, great information. Very good. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap everything up. Take a break. Be back right after this.